Hey, everybody, it's Kevin Uruta here with Eric Philippou, my co-host. Hey, Eric, how's everything going?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's a great new year for us. Monday, January 4th, 2021. Who thought this day would come, Eric?
It's our first podcast of 2021. Should be exciting.
First podcast, first YouTube video. Eric and I were just discussing the growth of the channel for both podcasting and for YouTube. So we have exciting plans coming up and can't wait to get it going. But Eric, how was your New Year's?
Nice and quiet. Nothing crazy. There's fireworks, though, in Jersey City where I was.
I
That's
saw
pretty
you
big.
committed a sin, but I'm not going to let the people here on the episode know.
Oh, I went out to an indoor dining
Oh my God, I can't believe you did that.
in the city of New York. It was like boxed in completely, full doors. It was basically a room.
I call it the outdoor indoor dining, where you're basically in a house outdoors.
COVID super spreader factory.
Anyways, let's not say that word too much on the channel before it gets banned on YouTube. Let's go over this brand audit that we're doing today. I think we have a very great brand audit today. This is a brand that I've seen on Facebook. I've seen on Snapchat a lot. I've actually seen on YouTube. So Eric, I think they're expanding a lot and something's working and they're doing a lot of good stuff here that I really like. The company is called establishedtitles.com. That's the website if you guys are listening to it on audio. What they're doing here is a lot of these little psychological tricks to get you to buy. And we'll talk about the product a little bit. Eric and I were talking about a brand and we're just like, oh, have you seen this thing? I know exactly what brand you're talking about.
The first ad I got from them, I laughed. They do a lot of humor. They do a lot of psychological tactics. This brand, what it is, you've probably even seen it and laughed about it. I guess they own a lot of land in Scotland and they're selling 1 square foot plots of it. And by Scotland law, if you own any property at all, you can put the title Lord on your driver's license, official documentation, kind of how people have doctor. This is cheaper than MBA, and it probably will get you more looks on LinkedIn than MBA, being Lord Eric Philippou or Lord Kevin Urrutia. It's literally that. You're buying the plot of land that you probably will never visit. It's literally 1 square foot, but you're buying the title. It's a product technically, but it's purely a psychological, social status symbol of a product and nothing else. I thought it was hilarious that they're growing very fast because that status symbol, deeper meaning why people buy a lot of products. Tory Burch or these Burberrys, people, they buy them just because of the brand. Supreme, there's a joke. You could slap a Supreme sticker on anything. People in New York City will pay $800 for it.
That's not a joke. It's true.
I think there's a Supreme Metro card. This is a pure psychological play. This does it well, and they do lean into the humor aspect of it. They're on a lot of podcasts. I saw them an ad on Facebook. It was of a LinkedIn. The image was a screenshot of someone's LinkedIn profile, just some funny-looking guy, normal-looking guy. It just said Lord, whatever his name was. Become a Lord today was the call to action. It had 8,000 laugh emojis or something in the reaction area. And then it's also on podcasts. And the fact that it's on podcast advertising, I assume they're either doing very well financially because that's expensive to advertise on, especially the Tom Segura podcast that they were on. That's like a big podcast. Or they're just bad at using their budget. Depends on the return you get on those kind of podcasts. And then being on the comedy podcast is they are leaning into that humor aspect, the laugh reactions that they get on all their ads, even if they started serious.
You raise a good point. And for our listeners and our viewers right now, it's if you're advertising on podcasts, the ROI is much harder to track. So it's either 1, they're doing really well, like Eric said, or 2, they're trying to take a bet and see if this channel will work. You have to experiment. It could be Facebook ads didn't work for them or YouTube ads didn't work for them, but then podcasting just takes off because they found a private channel. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a paid channel like Facebook that works for you. Sometimes you find other channels that work better for you and then you exploit them and take advantage of them. A brand owner listening to this right now or other marketers, you have to think about outside of Facebook. It's not just Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat. There's other channels that work better for your audience or your brand.
Absolutely. And something I want to note about podcasts, especially people with YouTube channels, big podcasts that they post on YouTube with the person is on video. In this example, they used Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura. They're some of the top 10 highest profile comedians today, like on Netflix specials. So in a lot of cases, you can use that content in your other ads. You're getting content of some of the biggest influencers in the world in a certain niche talking about your brand, even though it's obviously a paid ad, but their face is associated with your brand. You get their name and likeness. You could use that video in ads. If I'm managing a creative budget, I want a very big portion of it going to influencer marketing or to get some kind of relationship. And that could be a foot in the door of an influencer relationship, just bidding high to be on their podcast if they're already making content, especially if they're famous for their content creation abilities. It's going to be good content, probably better content than some designer is going to be able to make, or what you can make with stock footage. It's not just about the upfront reach you get from their platform. I mean, I see a lot of tweets lately saying influencer marketing, you're paying for only content. Think of it that way. Don't think about anything else. There's people with 5 followers who make better content than people with 5 million followers. So you really want to take that into consideration if you're doing any kind of podcast, influencer, affiliate, any kind of content like that.
That's the way we think about content here with influencers. Rarely organically, if they post, it's going to get you sales. It's mostly you can use that content for other channels, such as YouTube. You can use that to interlace it with other people. Sometimes it's just the celebrity or the person doing it. For example, for this company, Established Titles, I saw a Snapchat ad. It was with Scott Disick. He's like one of the guys that was married to one of the Kardashians. And he's not famous at all, but he's got some sort of following. And he's funny in a way. I think goes back to what you're saying before. It's like they're looking for these funny type of people. The ad was on him under the company's brand. So they probably paid him some amount of money. That's when I first saw this company. So then I started seeing their ads everywhere. Let's go into their website. Do you want to do the website first or the ads?
Let's look at the website really quickly, and just because you can learn a lot about them, and then you can see their ads.
Eric, I have 30 minutes to buy this.
To give you guys an idea of how long we've been bullshitting before the podcast actually started, the timer started at like 60 minutes. So I think we're like 8 minutes into the podcast, but it's 31.
We talked to other podcasters. It's kind of what happened. Hey, what's up? And it's like, because you have to prepare and kind of talk about little things. It started at 60 and now it's 30. So I refreshed a few times. A few things here it's happening. One thing that I do like, if I refresh, it doesn't change back to 60. Developer, whoever's running their team, has actually set some sort of cookie on here, remember me token, that says, hey, this person's been on the website. Keep track of their timers. Obviously, it's not real urgency, but it's urgency. But I'm assuming if it's 0, it'll reset to 60, right?
And for what it's worth, it's a very aggressive off. It's 80% off, which sounds like a very aggressive offer. By the way, this is an info product, so they can price it whatever they want. You can price it as high as you want. You can make these absurd discounts.
I'm going to click on this link, Eric, and open a new tab. If you look at the URL, this is a Black Friday sale that they're still running now as a New Year's sale. This is now 60 again.
Yeah.
If you go back here, it's 29. If you have an offer that's worked well, just keep it running for throughout the time. They probably changed this to New Year. They probably did a Christmas one. Even with this holiday discount, it's still $49.95. What was the real price? $100?
Man, I don't want to do the math and embarrass myself, but 80%, I don't know, maybe $250 or something.
You can see that they have these packs, family title pack.
Yeah.
So they're clearly starting off with a pack for your whole family because it's probably a bigger AOV. And then they have a Lord title pack, buy one, get one free. That's $49.95. They also have a Lord title pack with free digital certificate. That's $79.95. This is an interesting offer because maybe their ads explain it, but at least from this landing page, I'm kind of confused of what the product is. I think they need a little explanation here. At least for me, I've seen their ads, but I've never clicked on them. So this is the New Year's sale. And now this is like the 80% off sale, which is this one here, right, Eric?
The actual layout itself is quite simple and clear, but a little more detail on what the product is before you click into it means everything, because the drop-off rates of people who go from, I guess, a homepage view to a content view is really, really high. It's like 80% of the people who view your homepage are not going to go to see a product. So you really have to make the most of it. Even just one little subtitle under can go a long way to get a lot more clicks through the website. This
is where they have the 80% off. And obviously they're saying that this title pack is $209.95. Now with the discount, it's $41.99. So a few things that I like about here. A really aggressive offer, so it seems like you're getting a good deal. As a consumer, as a buyer, oh wow, this is on sale. They're also using really great pricing mechanisms, which is $209.95. So it looks less than $210. Us as marketers, we know that, but there's a reason why almost every store has $2.99, not $3. So then here, the sale price is $41.99. Again, ending your prices in these sort of round numbers, 97, 93, 99, always works. We're not going to go into the psychological study of it, but maybe we will one day in an episode. It's proven to work. A $41.99 versus a $42, the $41.99 will just get you more sales. Everybody knows it. It still works. Don't let that fool you. So always do these tricks because most people don't even know. Most people still don't know that Facebook and Instagram are the same company. So don't let your assumptions do you because you're probably not the target customer. The thing about this website right now, it feels janky. It feels hacked together. It doesn't feel legit. This is supposed to be established titles. I feel like a premium company.
Buying real estate, it's an
Yeah.
info product, but you're buying real estate. And one thing, for whatever it is, whatever how it looks, for what it's worth, a lot of the podcasters, they brand it as like a funny gag gift to get people. They don't take themselves super seriously, which a lot of people appreciate about brands. But one thing, just from a user experience standpoint, when it says 80% off and you click that offer on the top, I would prefer it to bring me to the product page of the exact thing that's 80% off, as opposed to maybe something like this where it's 5 or 6 different things. You got to scroll a lot. It's not clear the difference between them. I do a lot of landing page testing and this kind of user experience testing lately, shortening the distance, shortening the number of clicks required to just get to something. A lot of my landing pages go right to a product page. That's been a lot better. The conversion rate's it's like 1.8% instead of 0.9%. And that adds up a lot over time. I'm pretty much just double the business, honestly. But then over time, that adds up, especially what they're probably paying in ad spend. It would make them a lot more money that way, probably.
Biggest thing that has the biggest real estate is these images, and it's the same one. You can distinguish it by like adding 80% off here, 80% off here, title pack, maybe saying indicate some sort of difference. You're scrolling here. What am I looking at? What's different? This number's the same. A little effort and care could really get your conversion rate up. I always tell people maybe this is making the money, and I don't know. Clearly something's working, right? If you were to look at this, what's this sketchy? Would you buy it? I don't know. Just think about it. Let's go through one of these products. So let's open up a new tab. This just seems they just went into Microsoft Word and added this.
There's a drop down of different titles. What's that?
Lord and Lady. Yeah, I guess makes sense. Like, a couple. So let's name it. Let's see. Oh, it actually updates.
Lady Eric Philippou.
How do you spell your last name, Eric?
This is what we were talking about earlier.
Philipou. They make you check mark that the spelling is correct. I'm assuming a lot of people are like, oh, I accidentally spelled my name wrong.
Tattoo parlors could use that.
So now basically for the people watching and listening, what we just did is we're in the couple pack. So this couple pack's 80% off. Normally this is $360. So we're saving 80% and we're going to buy it today for $71.99. And it still says Black Friday price. It's still a good deal. One thing I do like about this is they have a section where you enter your first name and last name. On the left side, they have a sample proclamation that does update. So that's kind of nice. It would have been not nice if it didn't update. And then in here, they make you check mark if you spelled correctly. I'm assuming this is probably a big pain point for the customer service team. As a brand manager, as a marketing manager, if you're seeing these issues for your company, deal with them earlier on. That way it's less customer service heavy. This might seem like a quick fix, but if we added this thing, how does it affect our conversion rate? It's another hurdle, right? Just something to think about.
And just a rule of thumb, if you're looking, how should I improve my conversion rate? What's a pain point in the user experience? A good place to start is ask your customer service reps. What are people complaining about a lot?
Now with this product here, each couple title pack includes, and I think the spacing here is really weird. Everything here feels just kind of janky. It's like tying this up.
Yeah.
The line height is crazy high. Like why?
They're definitely using some kind of Shopify template. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, it's just a little spacing. It's a little odd. Very simple, I will say. It's very simple. Yeah. If you're in that buying mode, you're in that bottom of the funnel, I think it's enough, this $50 thing, especially a lot of people, if they're buying it for someone else, all they want is that Lord in the title and a little certificate to prove it. And they want to put it on their LinkedIn as soon as possible. It's kind of like a blue check mark. These people who Photoshop blue check marks, I was definitely not doing in Slack today.
You mean Clubhouse?
Clubhouse, where a guy tells you he's a billionaire and has a Photoshop blue check mark.
Clubhouse is crazy. We did an episode on Clubhouse about everybody's somehow teaching you how to make money on Clubhouse. And each person on Clubhouse has sold 3 companies, has 30 million real estate properties, 30 under 30. Back to this thing here. The website's simple. Something I really like about here too, the FAQ section, adding an FAQ section to, it's not visible that they have an FAQ section. So if I would make it more visible. But I do like this because it kind of helps with customer service in general. They have a few questions here. Some of them are asking, do I need to be a certain nationality in order to buy a title pack? No, you don't. So there's probably a common question. Another common one they probably get is, can I refer myself as a lord or lady? And clearly they're saying, yes, you can. And you can actually update your title. Can I buy a title pack? Yes. Can I choose my plot number? Obviously, that's probably a no. Digital certificate. Can I print it out? Okay. And then again, where are the plot? I think there's some law or something like Eric said before that if you own something like this, can I build on the plot? Can I get a refund? Yeah, I guess they do refund, Eric.
It's definitely a new brand. I don't know how old the website is, but you can tell by the ad. I think for a brand, if it's as new as I think it is, less than 6 months old, first ad started running August 5th. It's really cool to see how they grew. By the way, I'm assuming it's the same brand I saw on the Tom Segura podcast.
I think I've seen a few of these. But anyways, I'm just looking at their Trust Pilot. So overall, they have a 4.6. So that's pretty good. So they're doing something right. They got this in March of 2020. So it's pretty new. What I like about them, they're actually responding to the customer service questions. So they're not like ignoring them. And this shows me at least a little bit that they care. They're trying, because a 4.6 with over 1,500 reviews is not easy, especially with something like this. I can see people complaining about it very easily. That shows me that whoever's running this cares. I want to see something. I want to go to their shop now. I want to see what they have here. What's the URL, Eric, where you can see? Like,
someone taught me that trick though.
This here, these are all like different URLs that they've probably made for the promo. So I want to know what's their whole /products of everything that they're testing, because they've probably done like different ones.
Yeah. Well, they definitely got the lordship and the ladyship and the couples. Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
I want to see all the prices they have.
I think it's good that they keep it kind of simple, don't have too many offers, because it is a simple product, relatively simple. You don't want to confuse people too much. And it's a smart business idea. This is also a very creative idea. This isn't something some drop shipper can just steal from you. This is something very funny.
It's got a unique twist to it.
One from a marketing perspective, because it plays on purely a psychological thing. And we're about to dive into their marketing tactics right now, which I think are really brilliant.
You guys are in their ad library right now, so that's what I've been doing. And they started this last year.
Almost a year ago today.
Almost a year ago today. Wow.
It's so cool.
So yeah, let's go look at some of their ads that are running. I haven't seen any of these ads, so I'm gonna play them. But
these are very, very new. I mean, these launched today.
Let's play this real quick. That way we can sort of just all take a look at it.
Prevent the deforestation of Scotland. That's an interesting angle.
Ferrari will make a plant a tree.
Oh, they do plant a tree. So I didn't get that a lot from their website, which I think would be a cool thing to show a lot.
If we click on learn more, does it say anything about a tree or no? No, it doesn't.
They probably do in this fine print, but I might not have. I probably brushed through it. Oh, it's like a dating app kind of thing.
Like Tinder.
And on next to it, it has a quote. My husband's next to the Tinder thing. It's kind of funny.
This photo doesn't relate to this quote because this is Tinder and this looks like my husband. So this is another angle that they're trying here, which is obviously angle that a lot of people were doing before. We'll plant a tree. I think Tom's sort of capitalized on this angle of giving. It's funny because I haven't really seen this angle a lot recently. Buy one, give one. It was definitely a marketing tactic about 2-3 years ago. Every brand had this. We'll plant a tree. We'll give away a sock.
And it worked for a lot of people. It's a great way to differentiate yourself, especially in this highly socially conscious. People like to do that.
This one I think is a little bit more standard.
I love this. You know, it's similar to those dog portrait ones where you show the gifting. This is perfect because they want to get it for gifts. So they show the reaction of someone you got it for as a gift. And obviously they're laughing their ass off. And that's perfect. I love this. It goes right into a UGC.
Reaction videos are always great for these humor/gag type of products.
Nice. I like this. It has a lot of brand trust immediately just because you see someone just like you probably got it for a parent or something, especially recently. You see the red flannel. It's probably winter and Christmas. A house is decorated for Christmas, it looks like.
I like this structure here of this video, Eric, where you see how this is the main high point of the video, which is making them laugh. And then it goes into him explaining the story, finding the product, why he's buying it, and then the thing itself. And then again, it shows you that clip that we just saw.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And from an advertising standpoint, it's like immediately the hook is both funny, but also it's connecting to someone who's probably getting this. Obviously, it's January 4th. The holidays are over, but there are a lot of birthdays. There's Valentine's Days coming up. You want to do something with that?
Gifting thing, yeah. Let's watch this one. This one is more stock content, I can tell. Besides this, but the other stuff looks stocky.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
It's just our dude typing. For me, this is like a lot of stock, with this being the only thing that's different.
Notice what they all do. It's like that social acceptance, that social, whether it's the title itself or just showing people you did this, how funny it is. They're using a lot of that desire, that human psychology, the life force 8 desires. They're using a lot of that social acceptance desire around it, whether it's humor or just your title.
Doing a lot of funny angles of, hey, look, friends, this is funny. That's kind of like the angle they're going for. I think it was what you're saying. This is a gag gift, honestly. It is a real thing. It's just more of a gag.
We know what the offer is, but what I also like is you scroll a little more, it gets a lot of repetitive because they're testing a lot of different styles. They're testing a lot of memes. They're testing a lot of different styles. And by the way, it's Q1. This is the time to test. So they're doing everything right from that standpoint. It's a great time to test.
5 reasons why they're using this like really popular landing page style that we've seen.
This is great. It is good though, especially in prospecting. What I like about these listicles, especially as a landing page for these ads, it just explains every reason why you should buy it, but also it addresses every reason why they would not buy it probably. And I'm assuming they did this in here.
This is a great landing page I've seen people trying. Like I like this one because it's like a guy dressed up.
Maybe a little lower than the middle, but they have one that is a cameo video of Snoop Dogg that I thought was a really cool way to do an ad. I think we talked about this on the podcast a while ago, but it's a funny kind of UGC or influencer hack where you make a cameo video and they read off the product name. I've seen a few people do it. And yeah, this is the one.
So they launched this probably in August. Snoop Dogg, yes, aka Lord Snoop Dogg, wants you to go get it now. And this is probably a great way to get UGC content for much cheaper than working with them.
Yes, aka Lord Snoop Dogg wants you to go get it now. 1-2-1-2, it's your boy Big Snoop D-O-double-G, aka the dog with it all. And I'd like to introduce the established titles. We offer title packs where clients can buy lordship, ladyship titles by buying a 1 square foot to 10 square foot land in sport.
I love it. And it just says cameo on it. So, you know, a lot of people are going to be laughing and commenting that in the comment section of this ad. But I think they're kind of leaning into it. They know it's funny in that way. So also Snoop Dogg is like a perfect kind of celebrity to do this with. This is great. I saw another one recently where the guy is reading it and he's confused about what he's reading. It's the first time he's reading it. I forgot which celebrity and what offer, but it was very funny in that sense. I laughed a lot at the ad. It might have been an agency.
It might have been. Let's check this one out. This is more a traditional ad.
This is great. They're testing a lot of different styles and they're using a lot of humor, which is a really good emotional appeal. If you use humor, it makes someone psychologically harder to disagree with you or want to disagree with you. They want to agree with you and listen to what you say more. That's why the most viewed content, other than some XXX content, the most viewed content across the world is a lot of comedy. Podcasts that have the most viewership are a lot of comedy. These comedians have like 3-hour podcasts a week, longer than any comedy special they ever did. And they get so much viewership from that. Comedy is such a powerful tool in advertising too, that a lot of people overlook.
Test a lot of random ads. Some stuff I don't even understand. This Coca-Cola thing.
One thing you know is working for them, and I've seen this since the first ad I saw, and you see it in almost every ad they're running here, is the headline. They're using "Become a Lord Today." It's a super simple headline. And it explains what they are, and it's the benefit. You are becoming Lord. Really good headline to use. Explains the product and the benefit, I guess, in one sentence. It's super simple. I imagine they didn't overthink it. I don't think they read Breakthrough Advertising, wrote down 1,000 examples and picked. I think they just didn't overthink it and kept it simple after a few tests and got this. And clearly it's working. They're using it on every ad almost.
It's interesting all the options they have.
Well, you get 10 square feet too. Does that make your lordship title?
I don't understand. Why would you want to buy more? You're not really doing it for the land. I don't get these. And they don't make a clear explanation about why you should buy more. 1 square foot gets you it. Why do you want 5? What's the point?
If they were separate gifts and you can give them as gifts to other friends, you buy 10 of them and give them out to maybe like your coworkers. Hilarious gift. Otherwise, yeah, definitely explanation would be cool.
Let's go look at some other stuff. This is classic ones. This one looks Addy. This looks like great. I like this one actually.
And they launched them early November. That means they were making them mid-October. That means they know what they're doing from a creative standpoint.
Holiday ones in November, yeah. And it's a digital product.
Really good.
That was a long time. These are funny Santa ones.
Oh yeah, this is great.
Their copy isn't anything crazy. It's literally buy one on your Scottish heritage, own a piece of land. It's really simple.
It doesn't have to be so complicated. I think it says this in Breakthrough Advertising. When you're the first in your niche, all you have to do is simply state what your offer is. Make it as clear as possible. Become a Lord today. I think the headline, if you look at the word construction of that headline, it's a lot smarter than you might think. First of all, the word today, it has a little urgency to it. You could do it right now. Fast thing. Sounds like this giant lifelong task. It explains what it is. It's a completely new product. When I saw that ad, I screenshotted it. I showed it to a lot of my friends who do advertising, and it's a really good example of just very simple advertising strategies used really well for a very unique product.
Here they can say that meme ads. Let's see this one.
From this day henceforth, Hayley Devine shall be known as Lady Hayley Dawn Devine of Scotland. Right, it's my wife's 30th birthday today.
So I like this format they're doing.
Actually, are you looking at United States only? I'm wondering if they have ads in other countries that I was just wondering. That guy seems to have an accent. Oh, that's pretty cool. Anything else to even say about it? They have very unique ads. Just like a lot of the other brands we look at, they're trying a bunch of different styles to see what's going to work. You can see what they've been using for a long time through what's consistent throughout all the styles, which is that headline, Become a Lord Today. They're definitely testing a lot. By the time this episode even airs, they might have a lot of different styles out.
One thing I like about them too is if you look at their product URLs, you can see that they're duplicating a bunch of the main ones and just trying different offers. This is something more about people with Shopify stores or e-commerce stores that have one URL for whatever the main SKU, right? Let's say a cup of tea. And they won't product test. But Shopify, you just duplicate it and say -A, -B, and then run 3 different tests to a different pricing, $29.99, $39.99, $49.99. They're in that mindset of testing. And of course, with digital products, a little bit easier because it's a digital product. There's no syncing to your inventory. So that's why some people don't do it. But you should be testing the products because a lot of times too, it goes back to the brand. I can see like this company's probably making money because they're probably worried about money because I can see their website's really janky. URLs are like these crazy long URLs. So they don't really worry about this little stuff where a lot of these brand owners, these clean websites, oh, beautifully designed. Oh, I don't want to make a duplicate URL because users are going to confuse. That's like they tell them. So I'm like, no one knows your product exists. How are they going to get confused? So
that's an interesting option. It's so unique that they don't need the fancy stuff. We've worked with Avoid Media, and you just see today, especially in Shopify, they don't need the sexiest user experience as long as it's simple and clear.
I think a lot of people will need to just be doing more product testing and price testing. It's probably one of the biggest things that can help your overall AOV and also your advertising, of course, any platform or channel. That's all we have for today, guys. Remember to like and subscribe to us on YouTube if you like the content. And also, if you have any comments, let us know. You can always ask for us on YouTube channel. And if you're listening to on the podcast, thanks for listening. Subscribe to us on iTunes. Thanks, guys. Anything else, Eric? All right, guys, have a great new year. And we're excited to put out new content for you guys. So talk soon.